Welcome into the show today. It's a double dose of Minnesota Tim, in case you didn't get enough of me this morning. It's official, and it's been reported on for the last few weeks. The Minnesota Gophers basketball program has officially hired Niko Medved to replace Ben Johnson as head coach of the Gophers program. Medved is 51 years old and has a lot of coaching experience in the NCAA. He just finished out a sensational season with Colorado State, finishing 26-10, winning their conference tournament, and being one buzzer beater shot away from defeating Maryland and getting to the Sweet 16. He was at Colorado State for 7 seasons. Before that, he was at Drake 2017 to 2018 for 1 season. They also made the NCAA tournament this year. He finished 17-17. And before that, he coached the Furman Paladins, and he's got a history of turning programs around. In 2013, 2014, his first season with Furman. What? Blankies? Yeah. He went 9-21. In his last season with Furman, 4 years later, he went 23-11 and was first in their conference. Went from 10th in the conference to first in their conference. That's what you call from last to first, from worst to first. Colorado State, same story. Takes over a program first season, 12-20. Finished 7-11 in conference, tied for 7th. His final season at Colorado State, 26-10, 16-4 in conference, and finished second in conference with an NCAA appearance and a conference championship. Niko Medved has a history of turning programs around. And he takes the next step to coach the Minnesota Gophers program, which he grew up around. It's a classic situation where he grew up in Minnesota. He graduated from Roseville. But I don't know if this hire is necessarily going to change the program around, unless he can figure out how to bring in players through the NIL program. Because that's what college basketball is all about these days. Players and athletes are leaving programs after 1 season because they're being offered more money to play elsewhere. And when you are a collegiate athlete and you know you're not going to play professional basketball unless you play somewhere in Europe, you are going to take every available opportunity to take money to play somewhere else if you can get more money somewhere else. So he has a history of turning around Colorado State, turning around Furman. He had only 1 year at Drake. But this is an exciting hire, even though he is a classic homegrown Minnesota guy. This is different than Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson was an assistant somewhere else, came in, and the Gophers program was his first head coaching gig. Niko has head coaching experience, has recruiting experience, and has experience completely changing the culture of programs and also making them winners. Okay? You know, people talk about all the time being culture changers and being program builders. Well, this guy has a legitimate history of doing so. He changed Furman's culture around. He changed Colorado State's culture around. But what's going to be different is that he is entering a program for the first time in his coaching career, a new program with the NIL as popular as it is. It's going to be fascinating to see how many Colorado State players he gets to transfer with him to the Minnesota program, because it's really all about relationships and how much money guys can get paid. So you go from a guy like Ben Johnson, and you think about players and or coaches that were rumored, Ryan Saunders, Bobby Jackson. You look at all these different guys that were past Gopher players or have involvements with the program. And this is a slam dunk hire for the Gophers program because of his history with developing other programs and changing their cultures, and his history with being a just outright winner. This guy's a winner. And hopefully, with time, he can change the Gophers program into a winner. In 4 years, he changed Furman. In just a few years, he changed Colorado State. So hopefully, within a few years, Niko Medved can change the Gophers program and make them a legitimate contender in the Big Ten. There we go, Zoe. So Niko Medved going to be given an amazing opportunity to be the Gophers head coach. And what's going to be fascinating about this hire is this just another stepping stone to get to a top-tier program even higher than the Gophers? Or is this a destination that he can see himself being at for a long time? So I think that's the next big question. But first, he's got to win with Minnesota in order to get an opportunity somewhere else. And if he wanted to get somewhere else, well, he's taking a big risk first signing with the Gopher program. But that's the take for the day. Thank you for making this podcast part of your day. Gophers basketball. It's an exciting day. It's a fun day. And hopefully this is a legitimate culture change. Thank you for making this podcast part of your day. Everyone have a great day. We'll talk to you later. You want to say something, Zoe? Awesome. Thank you.